Welcome to Lifestyles of the Strange and Exotic, Star Trek Book Review, Phase 3, with my co-hosts Phil and Seymour. Today we shall be reviewing the Trek Crew Book by James Van Hise. This is interesting. This is definitely kind of interesting. But the unique thing about this particular one is that it not just goes into the characters, but the actors who play them as well. So you get bios on both Kirk and Shatner. A complete guide to both the crew of the Starship Enterprise and the actors and actresses who brought them to life. A profile of each crew member is coupled with an in-depth biography of their real-life alter ego. Illustrating each chapter profile is an artist's rendition characterizing the most distinctive features of the character's personality, plus rare offset photos. Complete in the book are many interviews with the cast, including Shatner, Nimoy, and DeForest Kelley. And this originally was $9.95. I think I paid like $3-4 or something like that. This one's from Pioneer Books. From 1989. And this is definitely goes 1991 will mark the silver anniversary of Star Trek. 25 years in the hearts and minds of fans. And to think in a couple of years it'll be 50 years. Wow. I hope they don't screw it up. Doctor Who's 50th anniversary was freaking epic. And, I don't quite know what to expect. I think it's 2016, I think is Trek's 50th. So I don't know. I just hope, it's going to be awesome. It's a huge accomplishment. 50 years, come on. And still going. Now, as far as the pictures, it's a caricature of the finest points of the character. No, it's a doodle of pictures of the actual person. We've all seen the actual photograph this is based on. But, this is the one, am I oozing out a shot here? That definitely isn't canon. Now I don't consider the new movies canon. I think it's a lot of bull. So, anything that happened there I don't consider part of the world. So I don't quite know what Kirk's family's names actually are, other than his brother Sam. I forgot what his nephew's names were. Commander Thomas Kirk considered it lucky that he got his week-long pass from Starfleet to be back home in Iowa when his wife Martha delivered their son James. And, okay. Of course, like all Starfleet fathers, Tom loved to tell space stories to his son. And within a year and a half, Martha gave birth to the Kirk's second child, George, who later in life preferred to be called Sam. Okay. Average thing. Yep. And it goes into fairly high detail, but again, this isn't canon, so it's one individual's idea of what might have been, up until you get to the point where everybody knows what happened. Yeah. About the Kobayashi Maru, Mitchell, his time on the Farragut. And pretty much the basics of that. And then you go into the history of Bill Shatner. And there was a documentary on YouTube I stumbled across a week or two ago, which was actually pretty good too. And then you have the interview. Why does William Shatner, for over 15 years, the captain of the Starship Enterprise, hate the trouble with tribbles? He explains, I don't like tribbles. The whole answer starts at some college in Connecticut. There I was, acting my little heart out in a scene, saying something rather than thunk, a tribble. Let me hastily add, for those of you with a tribble in hand, don't get any ideas. There was a bright spotlight on me, and I just saw something white go by, and suddenly my mind went back to one convention I had been in at New York where somebody threw something at me. It was a pie, but it was a week-old pie, and it could have been used as a tire. I mean, how screwed up are you to do that to a person? Who cares what they're doing? Why are you going to this place to watch this individual that you don't like only to throw something at them? That is just screwed up. Okay. Let's see. This guy raced out before me as 5,000 people jumped on him. They all wanted to protect their captain, you know. Imagine 5,000 Trekkies suddenly becoming an enraged mob. So, yeah, I can see that would be a little concerning for him. So, yeah. A fairly interesting picture of Nimoy. And again, it's just nothing special pictures. They could have just stuck with a photograph. And it was funny, as I was going through this, I discovered something non-Trek. I had written a story, and I liked it so much I actually wrote a sequel. Now here's my friggin' problem. Well, and these were the ships I had designed and the formations they would use in the battle that was in the book. So, and it was called Renegade. But why in holy hell, in this day and age of technology and all that, can you not get a friggin' piece of information off a floppy disk onto a new format? No. Any damn time you plug in your floppy unit, since, you know, they obviously don't come with them anymore. I don't think that one has one, no. You know, instead of going, hey, this is what's on the disk. Do you want a format? No, I don't want a format. I want the information on the disk. So all of the books that I have written, because I don't know where the hell the hard copies are on a disk I can't get friggin' information off of. So basically all of my Renegade stuff is this, you know, doodle of the drawings of the speedsters and the, you know, ships. And I did a poster of the same. So side note, what the hell? If anybody knows how to get around that problem, please tell me. Because maybe I might share some of those stories with you. We'll see. It'd be funny if I could read my own stories and review them. Only I could be that objective. Oh well, continuing on. I think the most interesting one, of course, is DeForest Kelley, who I wish I did a better picture of. Again, definitely not canon, because I don't think we know very much about McCoy, as far as his early years anyways. And then, of course, D. Kelly, and I just like watching interviews of him. You just feel so relaxed when you watch D. Kelly. You know, he seems like a nice, just southern gentleman. You just love to hear stories out of for hours. So, it's sad that he couldn't make it to this, you know, that we lost him so long ago. But at least in this particular book, they do use her canon name of Nyota, which I think somehow fits her better, you know, it's just Uhura, you know. But it does kind of, it might not be canon, but it's nice to kind of have at least a background to some of these characters. Up to Sulu, you get Chekhov, you even get Nurse Chapel, which is nice. And then you get a bunch of strange, obscure, ancient ads from the Couch Potato Book Catalog from Las Vegas. I don't know. This is the only book that I have that has this type of stuff in it. It's kind of similar to the comic books, you know. We have these like strange ads for like sea monkeys. So this is a book that I kind of go into my library like, okay, why is this here? You know, it's like, not one I automatically reach for. It's just sort of like, eh. It has some interesting points, but nothing I'd go and like, oh, this is so amazing. But if you want to have something that has a little more background on your favorite characters, even though it's not canon, it's just a person's view, you know, go out and get this, because I haven't found too many books that kind of delve into the personal backgrounds of the characters. And I do like the fact that they do kind of combine both the character and the actor. So you kind of realize, you know, real people. So it's a more unique part of my library, but nothing that I'm overtly thrilled with. And I think it's a big part of it is the idiotic pictures. It's just, I don't think they did Uhura justice. Nichelle Nichols was far more beautiful than this. So yeah, I think that's the part it's like, ew, you know. So the words kind of get lost when you're distracted by the pictures. James Van Hise has done other things in my library, but I have no idea what it is. James Van Hise is the author of Batmania and Monsterland's Horror in the 80s, as well as the editor of Midnight Graffiti, which has offered new stories by Harlan Ellison and Stephen King. Van Hise also writes the Ghostbusters and Fright Night comic books for Now Comics, and the Vegas Nights comic book for Pioneer Comics. For over 10 years, Van Hise has edited Enterprise Incidents, the leading magazine devoted to Star Trek fans. James Van Hise lives in San Diego. So this is definitely Star Trek magazine, which got far too expensive for me to keep going on. So yeah, good historical book. Nothing to turn handsprings over. Again, if you are interested in any of these, your best bet would probably be Amazon. And again, you'd probably still find them for cheap. Especially if you get them used. Most of these, I think, were, you know, clearance items or considerably marked down. So I have never paid 30, 40 bucks for a book. I think the most expensive book I had was 20, and I still have that book, and that was my King Tut book from many, many years ago. So, yes. Thank you for watching. Do comment down below if you have read these or any other books in this series, or if you wish to suggest other books. Do check my info box below for Would You Believe info. And subscribe. There's always room for one more. At the Strange and Exotic. Read long and prosper.